Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is computer applications from the first volume. Okay, the chapter 1 of first volume, computer applications. So, first is introduction to computers. In this chapter, we are going to see what are the uses of computer and what are the generations of computer and what are the components of computer, what are the input units and what are the output units of the computer. That means the basic of the computer. So where we all use computer, for what purpose? We all use computer for education purpose, then for research purpose, then for travel, that means for booking tickets, right? We will use computer, then for tourisms, then for weather forecasting, so social networking, e-commerce. So like that, computers become very important to our lives. That means to our daily lives, computer becomes very that means we are using computers in our daily lives, right? So what is computers means, it computer have revolutionized our life with their accuracy and speed of performing job. It is truly remarkable. That means it can do all the calculations very fast. Using computer we can do all the jobs and all the performances and all the calculations very fast. Okay, so why we need computers? What is the need of computers? For performing fast calculations, we need computer. That's by comparing to manual calculation. That means if they are giving any one calculation to us, that means for humans, just we can say an example. If you want to do big calculations like 5 digits multiplications or 10 digits multiplications manually, it was very tough. We will do it very slow, but using computer it can perform very fast. So all the calculations can be done very fast using the computer. So, computers are seen everywhere around us in all spheres of life, in the field of education, research, travel, and tourism, weather forecasting, social networking, e commerce, everywhere. So, everywhere we are using the computers, and it becomes an indivisible part of our life. That means it becomes a part of our life. Computer becomes part of our day-to-day life, and also it performs the jobs very fast. Computer have revolutionized our life with their accuracy and speed of performing a job. It is truly remarkable. That means it will do the calculations very fast. Not only very fast, it will do it very accurate, means correct. So today no organization can function without a computer. Yes, of course, even our schools we have more computers. That means without any organization is working without the use of computer, right? That means in all organizations, in all even shops, everywhere we are using the computers. So in fact various organizations have become paperless. Computers have evolved over the years from a simple calculating device to high speed portable computers. That means we have more generations of computers. So in many organizations we no need of paper for doing any calculations because there we have computer. So these are the uses of computers, and we are using these computers in our day-to-day life. Then generations of computer. So growth in the computer industry is determined by the development in technology. So the development in the terms of technology, we can consider the growth of the computer. Based on various stages of development, computer can be categorized into different generations. There we have 6 generations of computer as how we develop. That means in the early stages we used the first generations, it was somewhat slower. Then as the technology developed, as there is a development in the technology wise, then we used somewhat faster, then we used more faster than the previous generations, like that. Now we are using the sixth generation computers. Okay, so next we are going to see about the various generations of computer. So in the first generation, it was the period from 1942 to 1955. Here we use the main component was the vacuum tubes. And what are the merits out there, what are the advantages and disadvantages is it was very big in size. The computer we used in the first generation was the very big, like uh, that means it was like a room size, so it was so big. Then it consumed more power, we need more power for operating that system, and the malfunction due to overheat. So sometimes because of overheat, some mistakes, that means shortages or any fluctuations may happen. And also machine language was used in that computer, we used the machine languages. Okay, so these are the first generations, and here the examples of ENIAC, EDVAC, and UNIVAC are the first generation computers. You can see the computer here. See the size of the computer was so big. It was like a room size, right? So ENIAC means it weighted about 27 tons and feet size of 8 feet into 100 feet into 3 feet and consumed around 150 watts of power. So because of these demerits, because of this big size, because it consumed more of power, we next move to the second generation computer. It was in the period of 1955 to 1964. Here the main component here we used was the transistor. And here the merits and demerits means the merits, the advantages we can see it was small compared to first generations. So compared to the first generation computer, it can be, it was small. And also here what are the demerits means it was also generates more heat, it was also consume, it consumed less power compared to first generations. So it was not so low consuming of power compared to first generations, it was consumed less power. Then punctuations were used, punch cards were used. Then first operating system was developed in the second in this generation only. The first OS was developed. Then batch processing and multi-programming were used in the second generations. Then operating system machine languages as well as assembly language was used. And so in the first generation we used only the machine language, here we used also the assembly language also used in this second generation. So examples we can see IBM 141, IBM 1620, and UNIVAC 1108. So this is the second generation computer. See the size, it was also big, but comparing to first it was small. Okay, then we have the third generations. Here the period was 1964 to 1975. Here in the third generation we started using the integrated circuits. That means the main component we used in third generation was the integrated circuits. And here the merits and demerits are computers are smaller here, and here the merits are faster, more reliable, it consumes very less power. And here we started using high level languages like Java, C++, like that. Started using the high level languages in the third generations. Okay, so the examples are IBM 360 series, Honeywell 6000 series. See, this is the third generation's computer. And then we are started using the fourth generation. So fourth generation in the period of 1975 to 1980, here the main component we used was the microprocessor. Okay, what we used, microprocessor. And here various large scale integrated circuits where we started using in the fourth generations. So the main component was microprocessor. And here the merits and demerits we can see means merits was smaller and faster. It was very small and it was also faster. Microcomputer series such as IBM and Apple were developed. So in this period only the Apple and IBM computers were developed. And portable computers were also introduced in this fourth generation period. So example, desktop computers, that means we are using the fourth generation. the model, right? The fourth generation type computers we are using. And next is the fifth generation. So here the period was from 18th from 1982 till date we are using the fifth generations. Here the main component was ultra large scale integration, that is ULSI. In the fourth generation we used VLSI. Here we are using ULI, that is ultra large scale integrations. And merits and demerits means he was using the parallel processing superconductors was drastically reduced, and we have started using images and graphics, artificial intelligence. So that means all the advanced technologies were used in these fifth generations. Here it was very faster when compared to all the four generations. And also it will, the size of the computers becomes very small, and the power consumption was become reduced. So here we are, artificial intelligence means um, like robots we can start. Robots were introduced in this fifth generation period. We introduced robots, that is the machine which works like a human is called artificial intelligence. Okay, so like robotics, it's a machine but it's works like a human, right? So we calling it as a artificial intelligence. We can call robots like artificial intelligence. So it can able to solve high complex, even very complex programs also we can solve using this computers or machines. So that is the fifth generation. And then the sixth generation means this is about the future generation. Here the merits and demerits means parallel and distributed computing. Here in the sixth generation it was very faster, very smarter and smaller size. Like that means we started using mini computers, laptops, etc. Not we are saying about laptops we are introduced in the fifth generation itself. So in the sixth gen means in the future we are going to use the very smarter, faster and very smaller, that means many computers we are going to use. It was robotics, artificial intelligence, all this will come under this sixth generations. Okay, so this is about the generations of computing, the six generations of computer. So in the sixth generation computer, computers can be defined as the era of intelligent computer based on the artificial neural networks. That means the core of intelligent were be introduced in the sixth generations. Like more artificial intelligent machines where will be introduced. Then one of the most dramatic changes in the sixth generation will be explosive growth of wide area network. That means networking area will get um, increase. That means will get high growth in wide area networking in the sixth generations. Then we are using the natural language processing. NLP is a component of artificial intelligence. Intelligence. Then it provides ability to develop the computer program to understand human language. So the sixth generation computing, it will provide computer programs which will be understand by the human languages. In the human language itself we can able to provide the computer programs. So this all about the six generations of computers. So you have to learn this question. It's an important question. Okay, so the first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth, fifth and sixth is about the future generations. Okay guys, so learn this question. Thank you.